Hello guys and happy Tuesday. So in today's video what we are going to be doing is actually looking at my starting net worth for 2021 and for January, and then we're also going to be looking at my January budget as well. So I'm quite excited for this one because I get to show you guys what my net worth is basically saying at the start of 2021, and I think it'll just be interesting to see how that progresses throughout the year. So if you are new to my channel, hello, my name's Veronia and I talk about things to do with money, your career and having a positive mindset for success. If you do like the sound of that, then of course you can subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell notification below just so you don't miss out on any new videos. So if you are actually new to my channel, basically on Tuesdays what I try and do is I will try and show you guys what my finances are like. So I will take you through, you know, my budget, my net worth, my credit score, my stock portfolio and all of that stuff, and it's really just to show you guys behind the scenes and see how I'm doing, and hopefully I can be an example to inspire you to actually focus on your own finances. So that is what I will usually do, and yeah, we're just now going to look at my net worth. So what we're going to do is I have my own budgeting spreadsheet open, and this is a spreadsheet that I basically made for myself and then I developed it so that other people can use it. So you can actually access this spreadsheet. I will put the link in the description below, but we are first going to go over my net worth. So as you can see, currently in terms of liability, so I don't have any consumer debt, so I don't have any credit card debt or overdrafts or car loans or anything like that. So I have added a mortgage for people if you do want to add in a mortgage, if you do access my spreadsheet. And again, if you don't know what a net worth is, it's basically your assets minus your liabilities. And I have done a previous video walking through my own net worth and explaining it in a little bit more detail. So if you haven't watched that, I will put that up here for you and in the description below. And some of you might know that I do co-own this particular house with my mum, but a lot of you guys will know that she actually pays for the mortgage. My name is just on there. So shout out to my mother who lets me basically live here for free. But some of you guys will also know that I do contribute to other things in the house, but I don't particularly pay for the mortgage. That's why I don't have the mortgage on my net worth. And then also a lot of you guys will know that I don't really tend to add in my student loan in there as well. Again, it's because it's kind of taken out of my payroll and I sort of see it more as a graduate tax rather than a debt. But again, you have the option to add in student loans if you would like. But in terms of my assets, so I currently have about £2,000 in my savings. So those savings are going towards a buy-to-let purchase. So hopefully I will be able to invest by the end of this year. I've also got about £2,000 in my emergency fund. So currently that's probably about 3 months worth of expenses for me. Again, if you're trying to save for an emergency fund or you don't know what that is, I do have a video explaining that in more detail. So link will be in the description below. Plus I also have about £1,315 in my stocks and shares ISA. So a lot of you guys will know that I also invest in the stock market currently, and I use Trading 212. And I think next week I will be sharing with you guys my stock portfolio update. So definitely make sure you are subscribed so you watch that. And I still haven't consolidated my pensions yet, unfortunately, and that is mainly because one of my pension pots I tried to log in and it didn't work. I forgot my login details and I've just lost everything. So I basically had to email one of my pension companies asking for the details again, so I have to wait until that's sorted out. So hopefully after that I can start to put my pensions together, but at the moment I haven't been able to put my pensions on my net worth statement yet. And this is why I continue to say, guys, I'm not perfect, okay? No one is perfect when it comes to their finances, because there are still things that I need to do and I still haven't done it yet. But moving on, there is a category for home equity. So that is basically how much of the house you actually own minus your mortgage. So if you want to include that, you can. I haven't, because obviously I don't really pay for the mortgage, so it didn't really make sense to put the home equity of this house just for that reason. And yeah, in total my total assets are just over £5,000. So you can see that my net worth is £5,315. Now again, if you were to include my student loan in this, which I did do in that previous net worth video, then I'd probably be like minus 50 odd grand or something. I don't even remember what it was, but yeah, it's kind of how you see it. I would say though that if I was based somewhere like in the US, for example, I would definitely be adding my student loan onto my net worth, because yeah, they've definitely got a different system. Again, I've done a video on student loans, particularly for the UK. If you want to watch that, I will put that in the description below as well. So if I scroll down to my summary, you can see it's currently in blue because I have my assets, which is happy days. Obviously you guys will know that if I did this last year, then I definitely would have had liabilities there because I had my car loan and I also had my overdraft, but now I've paid that all off, which is really great. Then moving on, I have got some sinking funds that I have started to add in. So there's a few things. So in terms of Christmas, because Christmas does come around every single year, so I've already started saving for that. So I've got a goal of about £240 by the end of this year. So that means I need to be putting aside about £20 a month, which is fine. Then the same with presents. So whether it's birthday presents or anniversaries, again, I've got another goal of about £240. So if anyone's got birthdays and stuff that I need to get, then yeah, I'm just going to save £20 a month throughout the year. And then clothes as well, I've put a similar goal, so about £240, which means I put £20 a month throughout the year, and then whenever I need to buy clothes, I have money there, which is good. And then also I've got home insurance that I now need to start saving for. So again, this is one of the things that I start contributing to the house. Rather than paying for the mortgage, I will pay for the home insurance, for example, and usually that's about £200. So I've decided I need to start saving for that, and that actually renews in April. So it means I need to be putting about £50 aside for that sinking fund. And then also I've actually got a category for personal development. So one of my goals is to actually start investing in myself, so whether that be a course or membership club, for example. So I'm currently putting about £20 a month in that, and I did mention that in my video where I was basically talking through my 2021 goals. So if you want to watch that, I will put that up here for you and in the description below. And then we move on to January. So January is a very special month because it is my birthday in January, so happy days. And if you guys are interested, my birthday is on January the 15th, and funnily enough, I do have a video coming out on my birthday, although it's not going to be about my birthday, but I just thought I would give you guys some notice. So yeah, January 15th, feel free to put that in your calendar. But looking at January, so of course I will usually put my salary here, which is kind of blanked out because most of you guys will know I don't like to share my complete salary, but basically I was earning under £30,000 a year. I did actually have a salary increase, so I'm earning currently just under £35,000 a year, and I also have a video talking about how I actually managed to increase it, so definitely feel free to watch that. Link will be in the description below. But yes, it's all well and good because it means that I have slightly more money this month, which is great. So what I've basically done is, in terms of my savings and investments, so again I will put £1,000 into my investments. That's what I usually do, and that's something that I have mentioned before in my other budgeting videos. And then usually I would have put about £200 into my stocks and shares ISA, but now that my salary has actually increased, it means that I can put a bit more, so I'm currently putting about £300 into my stocks and shares ISA instead. Then moving on to essential bills or debt repayments. So currently I do not pay mortgage or rent, so you guys will know, as I have mentioned before. And then my SIM only contract is about £10 a month, and then I also give to charity and my tithes as well, but I like to keep that a bit private because I do think it's quite personal, so that's why it's left blank. But yeah, my SIM only contract is about £10. I use Voxy in case you are interested, so that's from Vodafone basically. And then next up, you guys already know about my sinking fund, so that is just basically taken from the sinking funds page. So yeah, basically that total is about £130, which is good. I feel like January is always like a good fresh start, and then it just kind of goes downhill from there sometimes. But no guys, we're going to keep budgeting together. It's still going to be great. By the end of this year, we're going to be so proud of ourselves, so please keep doing this with me. But anyway, next up is spending. So in terms of spending, I'm not going to be putting any money into petrol, so I'm actually going to be deleting that, because if you guys watch my Christmas budgeting video, basically I was saying that someone crashed into my car. Well, it turns out that that car is now unrepairable. Guys, blood, sweat and tears went into paying that car off. You guys know I've already got a video talking through the struggles of trying to pay that car off. It has now been written off. Yes, it was deemed as a total loss, which I'm obviously thankful that I wasn't in the car and nothing happened, but then at the same time I'm like, I put blood, sweat and tears into that car, and that car is just totally wrecked. So unfortunately I no longer have a car, which is great. So luckily for me, my insurance company is actually just going to pay out the car, and actually it's a decent amount of money, to be honest. So I've decided I'm not going to buy a car yet, because currently I'm still working from home and I don't think I'm going to be commuting to work for quite a while. So I've decided I'm actually going to leave it for now and just not buy a car until I actually need to. But again, it could have been worse, so I'm okay. And then next we have my groceries budget. So again, it's about £65 for the month, and I am hoping one of these Tuesdays I will talk through my food budget. budget, because I know some of you guys are like, how are you budgeting 15 to 16 pounds a week on food? Again, I don't eat too much and I shop at Lidl. That is basically what I do, so yeah. And then in terms of eating out, so currently where I live in London in the UK, and we currently have restrictions, so we don't actually have any restaurants or anything open. So I've still put £20 a month because it's obviously my birthday this month and I will probably want to get a takeaway, so I've put £20 a month there. And then with entertainment, obviously everywhere is shut, so I didn't need to budget for that. And then with travel as well, again, a lot of places are shut, and actually when I go shopping I walk, so yeah, I don't need to pay for travel. Then I've got about £15 for toiletries, which is what I usually have each month. And I've actually got a property magazine that I tend to pay for, which for some reason I wasn't actually recording that into my budget, so it would end up coming out of my miscellaneous. But I already know that I pay about £5 every quarter for this property magazine, so I may as well just put it in my budget so I know it's there. And then the next one I've got are house groceries. Now before, I didn't actually used to have that as a separate category, so I would just buy things for the house. So I tend to buy things like fruits or bread or milk and stuff for the house, and I wouldn't actually record it, and it meant that I would end up overspending because I didn't actually set a budget for it. So that is why I specifically actually placed a budget for that. So I want to make sure that it's separate from my own grocery bills, because that's different. So I've allocated about £20 a month, so I think that's going to be something I will be doing more often. And then lastly, we've got miscellaneous, so I've put £50 in there for anything that I will probably need to buy in the month that maybe I just haven't realized. Again, the money is there, so it stops me from overspending. And then after doing that budget, I had about £3.60 left, so I decided to add that into my pennies jar. So again, every single month, if I've got money left to budget, I will put it all into my pennies jar, which is in my Monzo account, and it will just collect all the other free change as well. And by the end of the year, I should have a bit of money there left over. But I also use it as a mini emergency fund, just in case I tend to overspend in some of these areas. But most of you guys will know that I am quite extra, so that's just how I like to do it. So then what I also wanted to show you is my yearly roundup. Now obviously this is going to be more so when it comes to the end of the year, so I can see exactly, you know, throughout the year, how much have I really been allocating towards my spending, how much for my savings and investments, how much for my essential bills, for example. But what I thought I would do is actually show you guys what it is looking like now in January, basically. So then you guys can see actually in the summary, again, I do save and invest about 70% of my income. About 14% is going towards my essential bills, and then 7% will go towards my sinking funds, and then about 10% will go towards my spending. So I think this is just a really interesting view to see, you know, where everything is going, and then hopefully it will be quite similar as I get towards the end of the year. Although halfway through the year I will be moving out, so I know my essential bills are going to increase, but then it will be interesting to see how much I can actually save once I have moved out and I start renting a place in London. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to those expenses, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you guys liked having a look at my budget and my net worth. Again, if you would like this template, you can purchase it from my Etsy store, so link will be in the description below. And if you also did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel. And let me know in the comments, have you already started tracking your net worth? I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Friday.